The exact moment that Jaron boots Ennis and Terence Crawford cross paths. As you guys know, it is Terence Crawford's fight week. In fact, the fight is on tonight. Terence Crawford versus Israel Madrimov. Before I begin, if you would like to order the fight, use my link in the description. It does help the channel at no additional cost to you. But I have my affiliate link. Shout out to my partners. And this is what makes everything possible. Crawford, Madrimov. Link in the description. Order the fight using my link, affiliate link. Let's go. Now, if you follow me on social media, you will already know this. I tell you guys, me being in the lab to record is not always possible. I'm on the move. I'm out in these streets mobbing. So sometimes there's posts to update the fans as well before I get to sit down and make a video. On my Instagram, link in the description, at BOXINGEGO1, I posted a post, and it was the exact moment that Terence Bud Crawford and Crawford and Ennis collided in cross paths. At the weigh-in for Crawford Madrimov, which took place yesterday, look at Bud looking at him like that. Why is he looking at him like that? I'm so sorry. Just this facial expression is funny. Bud is a true competitor, so he's a competitive person, and he's looking at him like pretty intensely. And then Boots is in the process of, it looks like, folding his arms, and then Crawford walks by and he says something to the effect of, "I thought you wasn't watching my fight." Now, I don't know exactly why Crawford said that. Maybe there's an interview or something, because I personally haven't seen Crawford and Ennis say he wasn't going to watch Crawford Madrimov, but possibly there's like a post or an interview or something that Boots may have said that. I didn't personally see it, so if you guys have seen it, let me know. Did Boots say that? But anyway, Crawford walked by and he said, "Hey, I thought you wasn't watching my fight," you know. But nonetheless, he's clearly watching the fight. See, Boots has his arms crossed. Crawford's still looking at him. Now, I'm going to be real. Crawford moved up to 154 pounds, as we know, to challenge for a title. This is not new. Crawford did this at the welterweight division, where he was undisputed at 140 and later became undisputed at 147. But undisputed, fought in Dongo at 140, moved up the 7 pounds, and immediately fought for a title. He's doing the same thing. History repeats itself, and moving up and fighting for a title with Madrimov. So he's filled out to the 154-pound weight category. He put on some exercise, less of a weight cut. You guys get the drill. I've already done the Ego Weight Watchers videos regarding that, but I'll be honest, I don't recall ever seeing Terence Crawford and Boots like face-to-face like this in the same environment, not like a FaceTime call or something, but just actually face-to-face. And looking at it, Boots don't look as big as I imagined next to Terence Crawford. So Crawford height and then like his frame, like just look at it. Tell me if I'm tripping. You know, and I know camera angles and the angle and stuff like that, but Bud looks almost a little bit taller, which I didn't know, because Boots is a pretty big welterweight. He's a pretty big welterweight. So this is why, for me, it's important to like look at Bud's back versus Boots. He almost low-key looks bigger and taller. And I get it, he moved to 54, but the thing that kind of nullifies that, if you will, is that Boots is not in camp. So it's not like he's 147, you know what I mean? Because he's not making weight. Because we all know in this new generation, the fighters, their walk-around weight is generally and sometimes substantially higher than their campaign fight weight. So I don't know how much Boots weighs just walking around, but I expected more of a variance. And even the Madrimov, when we seen the weigh-in, Bud almost looked bigger than Madrimov. So at best, I think myself included, people may have like undershot or overshot Terence Crawford being at a size disadvantage or a massive size disadvantage versus Crawford and Ennis. That's what it's looking like to me. But again, there's camera angles. I'd have to see him do an actual face-off. But nonetheless, he's not looking that much smaller. Now, Eddie Hearn did say that he wants to make the Boots Ennis versus Crawford fight. I agree. That's the fight that I want to see. And I've already told you that. I've been very vocal about that. You know, Crawford, you see him in mean shape. Obviously, Crawford has to handle business in his fight tonight with Israel Madrimov. I mean, I guess you could still do, even if he were to lose or something, you could still do a Boots fight. But clearly the Boots fight would be much hotter if Crawford was undefeated still and Boots was undefeated still. That just kind of goes without saying. And Crawford stayed undefeated this long. He's like 40-0, I think. So I want to see that fight. I think it's a great fight. And this is what I don't understand. Like Turki Al-Sheikh, I thought he FaceTimed Crawford and Ennis and he put out some intel or information saying that he wanted to make the fight with. It's like a little bit of double talking, I feel. Turki had basically said that he wanted to make the Boots fight, but then he's also done interviews and there's quotes where he's saying he wants to put his money up and offer Canelo, baby, you want baby, I know that. Like he wants to offer Canelo a fair price to fight Crawford. I'm telling you guys, I'm gonna keep saying this. Ain't nobody finna back me off of this like ledge or whatever. You can get whatever hostage negotiators. I feel how I feel. I am not really keen on Canelo versus Crawford. I don't like these fake. This is not Deadpool versus Wolverine or like Marvel versus Capcom, where you can take characters from the same universe or different universes and then just put them together in this smorgasbord of a fight. Like, I think it's insanely, actually stupid. You know, Bud looks shredded. He looks in shape, as you guys see. But Madrimov is the actual guy who looks filled out. Bud looks like Bruce Lee, like just chipped up and shredded and lean. But to me, the more natural 154-pounder is Madrimov, and it looks like that. His muscles just look like filled out, like you don't have to get insanely shredded. And that's how a lot of boxers' body type is, the phenotype, you know, to be, you can see that they work out and they're clearly doing something, but you don't have to necessarily be shredded. Now, Terence Crawford, we know he's insanely strong. He does a lot of deadlifts and stuff, and he's very strong. So we first have to see how Crawford fares in this fight. You know, if he does like a blowout, maybe I'll consider the Canelo fight, but not really, because even if it, like, first of all, let's just be real. Madrimov got 11 fights and he got 10 wins, and Crawford low-key looks bigger some kind of way at the weigh-in. But whatever, I still think it's a good fight. I'll give credit to the winner of the fight. If Crawford sleeps him or beats him, I give him credit. If Madrimov, as the underdog, pulls off the upset, I'll give him credit. So that's how we operating. May the best man win. We're doing the watch party. Come back later. But for me, all in all, it just like, even if he sleeps Madrimov, this is a guy with 11 fights at 54. That's completely different than moving up to 168, where Canelo got like 60 fights, you know, in his total career, and trying to beat him. Canelo also has an amazing granite chin. So no matter what Crawford really does at 54 with a guy like Madrimov especially, I don't think that really grants the fight with Canelo to me. I'd watch it just because I know it. I know both fighters and I've followed their whole career, so why not? But to me, the Boots fights with Crawford is the far better fight and the more realistic fight. And then Crawford should fight Boots, and then Boots should fight Crawford and Canelo should end up fighting Benavidez.